Tony and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I'm going to be doing a review video on the xoBeauty 12-piece brush set. So cute, it's got xoBeauty down the bottom. This brush set retails for 100 New Zealand dollars and can be found on the xoBeautyshop.com website. It's the brand by ShaneXO from here on YouTube. So yeah, let's just jump into the review of these brushes. So this is what the little brush roll looks like, and it's just got all the little brushes in there, and then it's a little flat, and then it's got a little pocket in here with a zip so you can put your, it's close, it's just got a little zip there so you can put extra brushes in there, which is very handy, and then it just rolls up into that little roll that you saw before. So first up there is the big powder brush. Sorry, but some of these brushes are dirty, and as you can see it's got xoBeauty and then it's got powder brush on it. It's a nice matte brush, super fluffy, and it's just super nice. It's really good for blending powder, and it's really good because of the size of it. I mainly use it to set my foundation with powder, either a loose powder or a pressed powder. And sometimes if I do my blush too heavily, I just go over with this to blend it out, and because there's not normally any other product in it except for a translucent powder or a pressed powder, it just easily blends it out beautifully. Next up is the blush brush, which when I first got I thought it was the most weirdest looking brush. It's really hard to describe. I don't actually know how to describe the way it feels, that it is the best blush brush I have ever used. You can use it for pressed blushes or cream blushes or powder blushes. You can even use it for your foundation. I've never tried it for my foundation, but yeah, it's just such a lovely brush. Next up we have the xoBeauty bronzer brush. So as you can see, it's angled, which helps contouring and bronzing up your skin. I do find that it can be a bit large at times, so I tend to use a smaller brush. But once again, I can use this brush to blend it out if it's done too harshly and whatnot. But yeah, this brush is beautiful, just I do find that it can be a little bit big at times. Next up we have the xoBeauty foundation brush, which is just a paddle brush, and then on the end it's got a little concealer brush. I don't like using paddle brushes. I use the xoBeauty flat top brush for my foundation, which is really dirty at the moment. This one you can buy separately, or you can buy it in a set of 4 kabuki brushes for $80 I think. On its own it's $28, but this is the best brush and I need to buy more because mine's always dirty. I do like using this brush for some foundations just to evenly spread it over my skin. The one in particular is the Rimmel London Stay Matte foundation, and yeah, I just like to put it on here and evenly spread it all over my skin, but I don't like to blend with it. Just my personal preference. I've seen many people use paddle brushes as their foundation brush. It's just not the one for me. We have another concealer brush which just is a little bit bigger than the one attached to the paddle brush. Once again, I don't really like using these. I prefer to use my finger for concealer, although I do sometimes use it just to once again like distribute the concealer. I don't know, I tend to use either. The size doesn't really bother me. They're both, in my opinion, quite big. But if I do want a more precise line with my concealer, I would go for these. Next we have the xoBeauty eyeshadow brush, which is just a little flat C-shaped eyeshadow brush. This brush is very dense. It's not my favourite out of the eyeshadow brushes. I do find if I want to get a more opaque colour, I'll tend to wet the brush. But yeah, it is very good for applying colour to the lid. I wouldn't really recommend it for the crease, but yeah, for the lid it is a very good brush. Next up we have the xoBeauty angled eyeshadow brush, which is just a little angled brush like that, as you can see. And this is one of my absolute favourites for applying a colour all over across the lid. You can also use it in the crease, which I tend not to. I just use it for the lid, and yeah, it's absolutely wonderful. I can't say much more about it just because it's just a really good brush. So next up I have the xoBeauty lip brush, which I don't really use because I just normally put lipstick on as you do. So this one is just a nice lip brush. I've used it a few times and it works perfectly. It really helps with getting a really precise line without mucking up. One thing I don't really like about it is the fact that it's really long. I probably prefer it if it was a bit shorter, but it still does the trick, still works, still does a great job, and yeah, can't really floor it. Then moving on to blendy brushes, I've got the small blendy brush, which is just a white one. This is my favourite. wait for it. Except for it's getting like really frilly, as you can see. I've just washed this one, so it's just going a bit crazy. So I'm in a bad hair day today. But this one I absolutely love for putting colour into the crease and blending it out. It just works beautifully. I also like to go in with multiple colours and layer it up, and it just works really beautifully with blending those colours out. However, I'm constantly having to wash this brush because it is constantly dirty and it is constantly annoying, so I need another one of these. Story of my life. So here is the large blendy brush by xoBeauty, which is the black one. This one is, as you can see, quite larger than the first one. And this one I love for once I've put all my colours into place and I want to blend it out so it looks seamlessly, then I once go over, maybe put on another colour, just a light colour, not really an intense colour, and I blend those colours all out, up and out and in and any way that I'm really going for. And it's a must have for any person who likes to do makeup, just because it is the perfect blendy brush. Then we have the xoBeauty eyebrow brush. I have another xoBeauty eyebrow brush, which is the one that is sold individually, and you can tell it's got a white tip. And the one that comes in the kit, which is this one, is a lot skinnier than this one, so I really don't recommend this one. I tend to not use it very much just because it's too big, I find. However, I do use it sometimes for concealing around my lips. I don't know why I use my eyeshadow brush, I guess, yeah. So I guess that's what I use, the one that I bought singly, not from the kit. And this one here I still find is too thick, so actually what I use for my eyebrows is this colour brush, which the number is, oh no, it's the brow liner in 317. It is the most amazing brush. It's perfectly, really thin, really skinny, and it just does my brows perfectly. So this one, sometimes I will, if I don't have that brush, can't find it, I will use this. There's no problem using this one. However, I do like using this brush for bringing a colour under the lashes, so it brings it really nice and precise against the lash line. And then if I want, I can blend it out. And yeah, so this is a really good brush that you can use for multi-purposes. Last but not least, I have the xoBeauty eyeliner brush, which is a very, very fine tipped little brush, which I love to create a line using any kind of eyeshadow colour that wet. And yeah, I find that it makes a perfect straight line. Also gel liners it works perfectly with. However, I tend to use a liquid eyeliner, which I've never tried this with, which I could probably try. But yeah, this is also another great brush. Not one that I use every day, every week, but every now and then when I want to spice things up, I do love using this brush. So that's it. That's all the 12 brushes done and reviewed. I hope you liked this video, and I hope that it helped you in your decision making in purchasing some brushes. These brushes are extremely affordable. I know that $100 doesn't sound very affordable, but when you think about it, when you're comparing it to other professional brushes like Stigma or Real Techniques, these are really cheap brushes, and you're getting 12 brushes, which is like the price of, they're like less than $10 per brush, so you're paying less than $10 for this brush. Check out XO if you've never heard of her. I'll link her down below. She's so lovely. She's a New Zealander, so it's another reason why I support them, because it's a New Zealand brand. Gotta love New Zealand. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did like it, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment down below and subscribe, and I shall see you guys next week. See ya!